Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever noticed that people will always find a way to frustrate you? Someone cuts you off in traffic and suddenly your whole day is ruined. A friend betrays you and you can't sleep at night. A coworker offends you and you carry that bitterness for weeks. But today I want to show you how to live in complete peace. How to never get angry or bothered with anyone. Because the truth is, anger is not a reaction, it's a decision. And once you understand the principles I'm about to share, you'll never let anyone control your emotions again. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand something powerful today. No one in this world has the ability to control your emotions unless you give them permission. Think about that for a moment. Many of us live as if our emotions are at the mercy of other people. Someone says something negative, and suddenly, we're angry. Example, someone ignores us, and we feel rejected. A driver cuts us off in traffic, and we lose our peace for the rest of the day. But let me ask you, who is really in control of your emotions? Is it you, or is it the people around you? The truth is, your emotions are not reactions, they are decisions. You decide whether to get angry, you decide whether to be upset, you decide whether to let something bother you. The problem is that most people live like thermometers instead of thermostats. A thermometer only reacts to the temperature around it. If it's hot, the thermometer rises. If it's cold, the thermometer drops. But a thermostat doesn't react, it sets the temperature. A thermostat controls the environment instead of being controlled by it. In life, you must decide to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. Mitchell Eck. Now, some of you may say, but I can't help it. When people insult me, it hurts. When someone does me wrong, I have to respond. But listen carefully. People do not have the power to inject emotions into your heart. They can only present an opportunity, and it is you who decides how to respond. No one can pour anger into you. No one can plant bitterness inside you. If those things are growing in your heart, it is because you have allowed them to take root. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people are walking through a marketplace, and suddenly a man insults both of them. The first person gets furious, he shouts back, demands an apology, and walks away angry. But the second person hears the same insult, smiles, and keeps walking as if nothing happened. Now, my question to you is this. Did the insult have power, or did the people give it power? And is that your own perception? You see, the insult was the same, but the reaction was different. Why? Because one person chose to be offended while the other chose peace. This is proof that your emotions are your responsibility. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that our feelings are automatic. If someone disrespects me, I must feel disrespected. If someone betrays me, I must feel broken. But that is not true. Your emotions follow your thoughts, and your thoughts are shaped by your beliefs. If you believe that people's words have power over you, then you will always be a prisoner to their opinions. But if you believe that you alone decide how you feel, then no one can rob you of your peace. Now, let's talk about what happens when you let people control your emotions. The moment someone upsets you and you respond with anger, you have given them control over your day. When someone offends you, and you carry it in your heart for weeks, you have placed your happiness in their hands. And when you let someone's negativity turn into your negativity, you have allowed their weakness to become your weakness. Is that the kind of life you want to live? A life where your peace is determined by the actions of others? Or do you want to walk in the kind of freedom where nothing and no one can disturb your inner joy? You see, true power is not in controlling others. It is in mastering yourself. A strong person is not one who can shout the loudest, but one who remains calm when others lose control. A wise person is not one who wins arguments, but one who refuses to argue over foolish things. And a person of peace is not one who avoids conflict, but one who does not allow conflict to live within them. So, how do you take back control of your emotions? The first step is to recognize that you are in charge of how you feel. Stop blaming people, stop blaming circumstances, and start taking responsibility. The second step is to train yourself to pause before reacting. When something upsets you, don't respond immediately. Take a breath, step back, and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, you will realize that the answer is no. And the third step is to remind yourself daily that your joy is too valuable to be placed in the hands of people who do not care about your well-being. There will always be people who try to frustrate you. There will always be situations that test your patience. But when you decide that nothing is worth your peace, you will walk through life with a calmness that cannot be shaken. And that, my friends, is true freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a simple but important question today. Who told you that you are not good enough? Who made you believe that you had to prove your worth to others? Too many people are living their lives controlled by the opinions of those who do not even understand their value. They spend their energy trying to please others, seeking approval, and worrying about what people think. But let me tell you something. Your value is not determined by other people's opinions. Never has been, and it never will be. Think about this. A diamond remains a diamond, whether it is found in the dirt or displayed in a jewelry store. Whether people admire it or walk past it without noticing, its value does not change. Why? Because its worth was established long before anyone ever laid eyes on it. And the same is true for you. You were created with purpose, with potential, and with greatness inside of you. But the problem is, too many of us spend our lives allowing the words of others to define us. Someone criticizes us, and we shrink back. Someone rejects us, and we start doubting ourselves. But if you truly understood who you are, you would stop letting people's words affect you. You see, people's opinions are unstable. One day they love you, the next day they forget about you. One moment they celebrate you, the next moment they criticize you. If your sense of worth is based on what others think, you will live a life of emotional instability, always up and down, always seeking validation, always afraid of rejection. But when you realize that your value is set by your Creator, then no insult, no rejection, and no betrayal can shake you. I want you to think about how much time and energy people waste trying to prove themselves to others. They buy things they don't need, trying to impress people who don't even care. They live their lives seeking applause, only to find out that the same people clapping today will be silent tomorrow. Let me tell you the truth. When you stop seeking validation from people, you will find peace. When you no longer depend on others to tell you that you are valuable, you will walk with confidence. When you truly know your worth, you will not be shaken by criticism, and you will not be moved by rejection. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking, but what if people don't like me? What if they misunderstand me? What if they don't appreciate what I bring to the table? Let me answer that with another question. Does it really matter? You were not created to live for people's approval. You were not designed to be controlled by opinions. If someone does not see your worth, that is their loss, not yours. A person's inability to recognize your value does not decrease your value. If a blind man walks past a beautiful painting and never acknowledges it, does that make the painting any less beautiful? No. It simply means he does not have the ability to see it. And that is why you must stop waiting for people to approve of you before you start believing in yourself. Some of you have been holding back on your dreams because you're afraid of what people will say. Some of you have allowed rejection to define you, and now you walk with insecurity. But I am here to tell you, it is time to break free from that. It is time to stop seeking validation from people who don't hold your destiny. It is time to start living in the confidence of knowing that your worth is already established. I want you to imagine living a life where you are no longer affected by what people think of you. A life where insults no longer bother you, where rejection no longer shakes you, where criticism no longer controls your emotions. Life is close where I have come to. Life and controls over your mind. That kind of life is possible when you understand that your value is not up for debate. It is not based on how many friends you have, how many compliments you receive, or how many people approve of you. Your value is set, and nothing anyone says or does can change it. So starting today, I want you to make a decision. Never again will you allow someone's opinion to determine how you see yourself. Never again will you let criticism lower your confidence. Never again will you live for approval. Walk in the truth of your worth, and nothing will be able to shake you. Life is full of moments that will test your patience, challenge your emotions, and present opportunities for offense. People will say things that hurt. They will act in ways that disappoint. Some will betray your trust, while others will ignore your kindness. But here is the truth. You cannot control what others do, but you can control how you respond. Offense is inevitable, but being offended is a choice. Every single day we encounter situations that could make us angry. A friend forgets to call us back. A coworker speaks to us with disrespect. Someone spreads false rumors about us. And immediately our emotions rise and we feel justified in being upset. But I want you to ask yourself, is it worth my peace? Too many people are living in constant frustration because they allow every offense to take root in their hearts. They hold on to words that should have been forgotten. They replay past hurts over and over again in their minds. They carry grudges for years, only to realize that the people who hurt them have moved on, while they remain trapped in bitterness. The problem is not that offense comes. The problem is that we embrace it. We allow it to sit in our minds and grow into resentment. But here is something you need to understand. Offense is like a seed. If you plant it in your heart, it will grow into bitterness. If you water it with negative thoughts, it will turn into anger. And before you know it, your entire life will be shaped by wounds that should have healed a long time ago. But today I want to challenge you. Stop giving offense a home in your heart. Just because someone presents an opportunity for offense does not mean you have to accept it. Think about it this way. If someone knocks on your door with a box full of garbage and says, "Here, this is for you," do you take it into your house and place it in your living room? No. You shut the door and refuse to accept it. Yet when people come with words of offense, we open the door of our hearts and let them in. We replay the moment in our minds, we talk about it with others, and we allow it to steal our peace. But just like you have the power to reject a box of garbage, you have the power to reject offense. You don't have to accept everything people throw at you. Some of you have been carrying offense for too long. You are still angry about things that happened years ago. You are still holding on to words that should have been left in the past. And yet the people who offended you are going about their lives unaware that you are still hurting. The truth is, holding on to offense is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. You are not punishing them, you are punishing yourself. Let me ask you something. How much longer